Okay, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Eric Spears, but you can call me your true anime legacy. And I'm gonna give you my first review on the latest Boruto chapter, which is chapter 60 of the manga. Let me start off by saying, first and foremost, I love Kawaki. I love how they're setting him up to be Naruto's greatest failure, and I'll get a little bit more into that and my discussion or review of the next week's episode or the upcoming episode, and combine that with my thoughts on the Boroshiki episode from last week. But for right now, I'm saying I love how they're setting him up, how the manga is setting him up to be Naruto's, and the anime, excuse me, to be Naruto's greatest failure. Because as Naruto says in this chapter, if I can't give you a place to call home and keep everybody in my village safe, then I fail as Hokage. Well, we know by what we seen in the very first episode that obviously those two things didn't happen. So whether we all like it or not, and yeah, it's great that Naruto achieved his dream and everything, by his own words, Naruto is a failure as a Hokage. So we're going to get that point out of the way. Now, how Naruto failed is always being the question. My personal opinion on this, looking at this week's chapter, it's going to come down to the two antagonists for the series going forward. Unless we get some more Suzuki, it's probably going to be Amato and Ada, especially when I'm leaning more toward Ada, or Ida as she's called, probably because of how she talked to Damien and how secretive she is. She's playing cold like a fiddle. We all know this. But she really is going like if you are a black man and you dated black women, you know how they are. I just personally had a situation. I'm not gonna get into it because it's personal. That's personal family business. But basically, let's just say she was acting like a black woman handling her business when she told Damien that shh, and she put her hand over her mouth like shh. Don't tell him nothing. And she got him Cole's face and was like, look, we just getting to know each other. We just getting to know each other. And I'm telling you everything you need to know about me and mine right now. That's some black women stuff on some trying to date stuff. You ain't just coming in doing it. But in this case, it's also showing you that she is not going to be forthright with Code. She's going to help Code try to take down Naruto and Amato, but she's not going to do it because he wants revenge on Naruto, Boruto, Sasuke, and Kawaki for killing Ishiki. She's got her own motivation. She's got her own plan. And most likely, especially how she is about Kawaki, I don't necessarily believe it's about love, because Ada, if you look at her characterization, yes, she talks about how she hates the fact that she can't fall in love. But really, when you just look at her characterization, she's kind of like an evil version of Boa Hancock from One Piece. She's basically manipulating everybody around using this love spell technique that she has to basically manipulate everyone around her. And she doesn't feel any guilt about this. It's not like when she says she hates it, she doesn't feel the guilt that you would actually have if you had the ability to manipulate people, and really does. As a matter of fact, she even says the reason that she likes Kawaki is because it turns on that he, manipulated and deceived Ishiki, in his final moments after Naruto hit him up with that Baryon mode. So this is a very, deceitful, cunning, and evil woman. So we already know that she's gonna probably have bigger plans in mind, especially with her ability to see the future. Now, as for everybody else, so we'll just have to wait and see on that. Now, as for everybody else in the series, Samiri, or Hinata 2.0, as I'll call her, the girl's getting annoying. It's like, look, baby, you push, like Amato told her when we got into this situation, way back in chapter 58, I believe it was, when she chin checked him about his interest in Kawaki. It's like he told her, like, girl, you overplayed your hand. You came out too strong. You overplayed your hand. I'm not telling you nothing. And it's basically reiterated in this chapter. It's like, I'm not telling you anything. You're not getting it out of me. All I'm gonna tell you is I ain't trying to, do anything harmful to Kawaki. I'm not trying to harm Leaf Village. Which I think is true. A lot of reviewers will say that, oh, he's lying. He's lying. I personally think it's true. I think that Amato's goal, honestly, my personal self, is to believe that he wants to just continue to turn people away from the way of ninju and ninjutsu and ninja in general by just using scientific ninja weapons and take advantage of human society, human, laziness. Because, as we all, like in our world, the more technology grows, the less and less we try to actually do for ourselves. I mean, let's be real. It's not for that. I'm talking to you all and making this video on a tablet. I don't have like this big camera, studio production type thing. It's just me sitting in my pajamas in my bedroom, 2 o'clock in the morning, just speaking my mind and what I believe about an anime. That's what Amato wants to do with his cyborgs. He's just letting this stuff just drift out there, hoping a situation can come about where scientific ninja weapons and scientific ninja tools are the answer over actual ninjutsu and turn the people against ninjutsu. And then let Kawaki lead the revolution against ninjutsu, which Boruto is probably going to have to stop him from. That's my first theory on how I do it. I could be wrong, but it's what we do here. Everybody makes their own theory. Now, as for Naruto and as for Kawaki itself, again, the whole thing about his place in the Leaf Village with everybody spying on him, it does take you back to Naruto, and it really does, again, build that situation where, as much as Naruto keeps trying to reach out to Kawaki and pull him to the light, Kawaki, just because of prejudice and human nature and his inability to overcome it, like Naruto did himself, just was going to inevitably pull him to that darker path that we see in the first chapter and the first, episode of the anime. The first chapter of the manga and the first episode of the anime. But it is a nice moment. It is a nice moment, and it's really touching to see, nice to see Hinata and Himawari in the anime, because let's be real, we don't see them that much, to be fair. But it's a nice little cute family moment. It's a really good moment when Naruto sees Kawaki sitting on top of his head, sitting on top of his Mount Rushmore head, and just basically after the little conversation, just takes him home and says, come on, stupid son of mine, we're going home and you gonna eat some real food instead of this little junk food you sitting here eating. Now the question we're gonna have is that obviously this has worked. This love an expression of love and happiness has worked, but we're going to see, and we're left with the question of, we're going to see, what is Kawaki going to do to protect Naruto and the village that he now calls home, and how is this gonna go awry. I personally don't know, and I don't have an opinion on that. I'm gonna continue to watch like you all, but those are my thoughts on the chapter. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and give it a like. I'll get everything fixed. As soon as I figure everything up, you'll be able to follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Discord. And that's all I got for this video, and see you next week.